Hi everyone, and welcome back to the Tales of Jesus, and we're continuing to explore the story of the workers in the vineyard. This is number 3 in our little series on this parable, which you'll find in Matthew chapter 20. Do look it up if it helps you to, as we go along, looking at different aspects of the story. And yesterday we looked at the idea of the workers being alert and waiting for the landowner to come. Let's shift the focus today to the landowner himself, who wants to hire these workers to work in his vineyard. Some years ago, when I was teaching in Jordan, I took a field trip to Cyprus, and obviously we had to go by plane. And one of the students in the sixth form was a princess. Actually had the same name as my wife, Basma. And Princess Basma went on board. And because she was part of the group, we just hired a normal seat for her. She was in the economy class for the rest of us. And then suddenly the stewardess found out that there was royalty on the plane. Immediately she was offered to go into first class. There was an announcement on the tannoy that royalty was on the plane, and she was very humble and very nice, and that wasn't a problem. But it just showed how people respected those in authority in that culture. And I make this point because it would have been unthinkable for the landowner to keep going out to the workers. Didn't he have someone else to do that? And the answer is yes, he did. In verse 8, we have just a casual mention of a foreman who was there to give out the wages. Why didn't the landowner use the foreman? And there's only one answer. That is because he personally cared for and wanted to draw those workers in. And we learn that he went out early in the morning, and then on the 3rd hour, the 6th hour, the 9th hour, and the 11th hour of the working day. A 12-hour working day, and he went out 5 times. And we have to assume as well that the vineyard wouldn't have been exactly where the workers were. He would have to have gone out in the dust and the heat to them. And again, it was a lack of dignity for him. He was sacrificing himself when he could have sent someone else. Now, this is almost certainly a reference to the idea that prophets could have been sent. You might remember I mentioned that the idea of a vineyard is the people of Israel, God's chosen people. And God sent prophets to them through the years. But now he goes out himself to the people on the outside of the vineyard. This is very similar to what he does in Jesus. He sends himself outside of heaven into his world to draw people to himself. The indignity is a little picture of what Jesus did for us on the cross, being crucified and dying for each one of us. God here is acting as the incarnate Jesus, going out to those who are lost, willing to lose his dignity for our dignity. As we are still there waiting, losing our dignity, not being chosen, it would seem, he comes again and again to us and says, won't you come in? Be part of the kingdom. Be part of the vineyard. God himself loves us so much that he will come out to us. We just have to be ready for him to come, as I mentioned yesterday. The cross of Jesus is for you and for me. And as we choose him, he chooses us. There is a mutuality about it. He comes to us and invites us, and we gladly accept. And we are now, once we accept the offer of the cross, his chosen people, ready to work in his vineyard. may we know his approach this day, as he approaches each day. Know his love and his call for us.